You ever feel like you're constantly chasing success, but it's always just kind of out of reach? Well, what if I told you the entire approach might be backward? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework from the legendary Jim Rohn that completely flips that idea on its head. See, it's not about pursuit, it's about attraction. And believe me, that one little shift, it changes everything.
And here it is. This is the core idea, the one that changes the whole game. Success isn't some external thing you have to go out and catch, right? It's something you attract by the person you become. So the real work isn't out there, it's in here. The big question then becomes, who do you need to be to attract the life you actually want? Well, this framework, it's the blueprint.
All right, so let's dig into pillar number 1, building your inner foundation. I mean, it all starts with who you are, right? Before you can build anything lasting on the outside, you've got to make sure that foundation is rock solid. We're talking about your mindset, your attitude, your personal power. And here's the first step, and it's a big one. You have to take 100% responsibility for your life. I know, it sounds simple, but it is so empowering. The second you stop blaming your boss or the economy or whatever circumstances are going on, that's the moment you take back control. You literally go from being a passenger to the driver of your own life. It's that shift from asking, why is this happening to me, to asking, okay, what can I do about this?
And this perfectly illustrates the power of attitude. Jim Rohn used to tell this story about 2 shoe salesmen, right? They both get sent to the same remote country. The first one wires back, situation hopeless, stop, no one wears shoes. The second one wires back, incredible opportunity, stop, everyone needs shoes. It's the exact same situation, but their perspective, their attitude changes everything. It just goes to show your reality is totally shaped by the lens you choose to look through.
Okay, moving on to the second big pillar, mastering your daily actions. Once that inner foundation is set, success isn't about some huge heroic leap. Nope, it's built brick by brick through the small, consistent things you do every single day.
First up, you gotta set clear goals. But here's the catch. They have to be your goals. Not what your parents want, not what society expects. I remember Rohn telling this story about a super successful, high-paid executive who was just miserable. Her real dream? To open a little bookstore. The moment she started working on her goal, everything changed for her. The power is in that authenticity. So you have to ask yourself, are my goals really mine?
Okay, so you've got your authentic goals. Awesome. Now, how do you actually get there? The answer is discipline. And look, discipline gets a bad rap. It's not about punishment. It's simply the bridge between your goals and actually accomplishing them. It's what you do consistently, day in and day out, especially on the days you don't feel like it. It's the engine that keeps you going when that initial burst of motivation is long gone.
And this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? There are no elevators to success. You have to take the stairs. In a world that's always selling us a shortcut or a hack, this is such a powerful reminder. Real success is built one single step at a time.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. Every single action you take is like laying a brick. Reading just 10 pages of a book, making one more call, spending 20 minutes on that new skill. Each one is a brick. By itself, one brick doesn't seem like much, right? But you lay one every single day, and pretty soon you've got a wall, then a house, then a whole fortress. The future you want is literally being built by the bricks you decide to lay today. And if you don't believe in the power of those little bricks, just look at the math. This is the magic of compounding. If you get just 1% better each day, by the end of the year, you're not 365% better, you are 37 times better. That tiny, almost invisible daily effort doesn't just add up, it multiplies. It's how small, consistent habits create absolutely massive results over time. All right, so you're working on your inner foundation. You're mastering your daily actions. But here's the third crucial piece of the puzzle, your environment. Because let's face it, you don't grow in a vacuum, right? The people you're around, the information you consume, all of it is either going to push you forward or hold you back.
This might be one of Jim Rohn's most famous lines, and it is so powerful. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I mean, really let that sink in. The conversations you have every day, the attitudes you're surrounded by, the expectations, it's all shaped by that inner circle. Their ambition, or their lack of it, slowly becomes your normal.
So I'm going to ask you right now, who are your 5? Take a second and actually think about it. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they lifting you up? Are they challenging you to grow? Or are they kind of draining your energy and keeping you stuck? It's a tough question, but it's an absolutely critical one to answer honestly.
And it's not just about the people around you. It's also about what you feed your mind. Rohn always said formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. Look, a degree can get your foot in the door for sure, but it's the constant learning you do on your own time, the books you read, the skills you develop. That's what really creates massive opportunity. It's no coincidence that the most successful people are absolutely relentless lifelong learners.
So, as we bring this all together, it's super important to remember this isn't some checklist you just tick off and you're done. Attracting success isn't a destination you finally arrive at. It's a lifelong journey. It's a constant process of becoming.
So here's the entire framework in a nutshell. First, you build your inner foundation that's taking full responsibility and mastering your attitude. Second, you master your daily actions by setting your own goals and practicing that daily discipline. And third, you cultivate your growth environment by curating your network and just never ever stopping learning. That's it. That's the path to becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts success.
But, at the end of the day, all this knowledge is just potential power. The real power comes from what you do with it. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to really think about. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is the one small brick you are going to lay for your future today?